Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Here to take a look at the pitching for today, the 2nd of August. It is Sunday and we do have a 9-game main slate ahead of us today. From a weather standpoint, Cleveland might have some issues. Baltimore, Atlanta could have some smaller issues. Definitely need to pay attention to Cleveland. But aside from that, we probably won't know anything for the next hour or so. But we can just take a look at pitching for what it is on this slate. A reminder that this is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. And I am looking at DraftKings, as that is where a majority of my action is. If you play in FanDuel, cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Jumping in, definitely some spots that are interesting. One thing I should point out with the weather in Wrigley, winds blowing in pretty strongly from left field. Super low game total. I think it's at 6.5 again today. So that's going to boost both pitchers in that one. But jumping in, first game on the slate, Washington, Atlanta, slight delay risks. Gonna have to look at some timing. We get Cade Cavalli, who 2 out of the last 3 starts have been absolutely dominant. Last start wasn't terrible, wasn't great either. One dominant start against Atlanta with 10 strikeouts. Did allow a bunch of base hits, which is a bit frustrating to see. But, I mean, I just love his upside. He's best on the road so far this season, which plays into this game. Obviously, Atlanta does have some dangerous bats, but the Atlanta roster I did look at does have a 44% K rate against Cavalli in their careers. It's pretty extreme. I wouldn't expect it to continue to be that, but Cavalli is just one of those guys that I think gets overlooked when he shouldn't. I think right now we have him projected around 11% owned on DK, which to me feels too low. On the other side, you get J.R. Ritchie getting the call up. His first start in the majors was against Washington, and he was pretty solid. Gave up 2 solo home runs, 7 strikeouts, etc. I just don't know if I'm going to get there. I don't mind him, but probably just going to pass on him. He's somebody that's in consideration right now. But I think I'm just so much higher on the Washington bats today. Philadelphia and Baltimore. Zach Wheeler, most expensive pitcher on the slate, coming off of a rough start. Probably a good spot for him to bounce back. Over the last month has a 43, a 35, a 27. Just a really good spot, I think. Sanchez, while he walked a bunch of dudes, struck out double digits yesterday. I realize he's a left-handed pitcher, but still, pitchers have had success against Baltimore. So I am all for Zach Wheeler today, even at 11K. Kyle Bradish on the other side, I think he's in play. Average against at home, just 192. Pretty strong, just doesn't give up a lot of hits. There is some volatility, but, I mean, the overall Philadelphia lineup has been weak enough. Schwarber hasn't been very good since coming back from his illness. So, I do think Bradish is somebody that we want to get exposure to. St. Louis, Toronto, I don't think we're getting anywhere. Liberatore, I mean, he's had some solid starts this season. I'm just not using him against Toronto. Toronto doesn't really strike out. I realize Toronto's not overly potent against left-handed pitching or any pitching for that matter. I just don't think there's enough upside for a Liberatore on this particular slate. And Scherzer, just no thank you. He was fine in his last appearance, but 75 pitches in 2 2/3 is a lot. He's throwing a lot of pitches early and often. Just not worth it for me on the slate. Left-handed bats kill Scherzer right now. So, yeah. Pitt, Cincinnati. I don't think I'm getting to Mitch Keller. He's at least somebody I want to consider. 2 starts against Cincinnati, averaging over 21 fantasy points per start. He went for 15 in one and 27 in the other. Solid enough numbers. He has been best when on the road. The problem is like this ballpark is not the best for him to be pitching in. I'm really torn. Cincinnati offers a ton of K upside for Keller, but do I really want to roster Mitch Keller in the Great American Ballpark? I don't think so, but he's at least somebody I'm going to look into more over the next hour and a half. Chase Burns hasn't been super sharp recently. Strikeouts have come down a lot since his 10 strikeout performance against the same Pittsburgh squad. They did get to him for 5 runs in that game, but the 10 strikeouts just show you exactly what he's capable of. He shut down Pittsburgh 3 months ago now. So, and then even his first start of the season shut them down. So he's made 3 starts, really strong against Pittsburgh this season. Going to be one of the more popular pitchers because the upside is excellent. Not as safe as a Zach Wheeler is today, though. White Sox Tampa Bay, I do think this one, the pitching is sneakily in play, which is weird to say for Anthony Kay. He's not really somebody I love rostering, but Tampa Bay as an offense is struggling a decent amount right now. But I'm just really torn. His road numbers aren't as strong either, so I just may end up removing K from consideration, just thinking that he doesn't have enough upside. Griffin Jackson on the other side, double-digit strikeouts in 2 out of his last 5 games. Strikeouts were the big thing for me early on as they transitioned him into a starting role. It just took him a little bit to get comfortable in how to, space out his performance within a game. Obviously, he's used to just going balls to the wall for 1 inning or so. But he's obviously stepped into a pretty solid role. He's had some bad ones for sure, but the last 2 have been really strong, 15 strikeouts and 11 2/3. The White Sox lineup has been struggling recently. So I think people are kind of overplaying the White Sox some and ignoring what some of the pitchers have done against them. Rasmussen was phenomenal yesterday. Griffin Jackson now gets to face him at home, where he's averaging about double the fantasy points as he does on the road. So for me, I think Griffin Jackson is an excellent option. Arizona, Cleveland. We talked about the weather possibility in this game. Got to pay attention to it. Gavin Williams, when he's pitching at home, is somebody I'm generally interested in. His road numbers aren't bad either. But over the last couple of years, him at home feels like a must play. He has 33 plus fantasy points in 3 out of his last 4 starts. He has 11 plus strikeouts in 4 straight. I don't think he's getting to double-digit strikeouts in this one. Arizona just doesn't strike out enough. I think they're around a 21% K rate against right-handed pitching, so at least it's in their best split for him. Against lefties, they strike out like 17%. So Gavin Williams certainly in play, especially because he's pitching at home, but I do kind of want to sneak in some Arizona bat exposure. Kind of more of a gut feeling in that spot. Miami and the Mets. The Mets are going with Stock, and apparently he's not in the pool, which is weird because he's like in his 30s and has pitched in the majors off and on for 8 years or so. Alcantara, much better when pitching at home. So that's a little bit of a worry here, but obviously the Mets offense has been blah for the most part. Has not faced the Mets yet this season. 21 plus fantasy points in 4 of his last 5 starts and 6 out of his last 8. So 8 out of the last 10. So he's been really good. And it does sound like Miami is going to keep Alcantara, so we shouldn't have any worry about a last-second scratch or a mid-game replacement. I'm going to play some Alcantara. I understand there's volatility to it, especially being on the road, but I'm going to get there, and I'm going to live with the outcome. Texas and Houston. Kumar Rocker just doesn't sound like the play for me. He's been pretty good the last 2 starts. 20 plus in 4 of his last 6. Over 53 DK points over the last 2 starts. Has had a lot of struggles with Houston this year. 11 earned runs in 10 2/3 innings. I'm just going to be on the Houston bats. I'm going to continue it. I've been on them quite a bit over the last few days. I am going to continue to be there. Jordan feels like a dinger call at this point. The other side, Peter Lambert and his extreme reverse splits dominated this Texas lineup less than a month ago. Has made 2 appearances against them, 13 strikeouts in 12 innings, just 6 hits allowed. He is at home, where his overall numbers are a little weaker, but at least from a runs standpoint and walk, like he gives up more walks. But I guess it's quite a bit of innings difference between the two. I'm debating Lambert. I kind of like a few of the Texas back. Jock Peterson's been hot, and he's hit some home runs off of Lambert. But Lambert is an extreme reverse splits guy, so that kind of makes me think that he's in a spot to succeed. So I'm really torn. He's not cheap, but definitely somebody I want to be considering on this slate. Last game of the slate, I already mentioned the wind blowing in Wrigley. You get Garrett Cole and Colin Ray. Do we have to play Colin Ray? That is a great question. Just 1 start over 19 fantasy points. Just 3 starts over 17 fantasy points on the season. The Yankees lineup has struggled a bit. They do offer some K upside, but Colin Ray's not exactly a K upside pitcher. His season high is 6 strikeouts, which he's done just twice in 22 appearances. He is much better at home. I think he's probably benefited from some wind blowing in games at home. But with that said, even when he gets wind blowing in games at home, he's not exactly putting up massive scores. So I do have some worry about relying on Colin Ray. But the environment is great for pitching, so he might be somebody I just sprinkle in. Garrett Cole on the other side, 22 plus in 4 of his last 5 starts, 22 plus in 3 straight, 28 plus in each of the last 2. Rounding into form decently. Can have a problem with the home run ball, but that wind blowing in from left field definitely helps. Certainly won't help anybody from going deep to right field for sure. But I think there's upside. It's 6.5 game total in Wrigley. Feels pretty good to be targeting pitching. So Garrett Cole should be one of the more popular options on this slate. Even if the Cubs aren't a huge strikeout upside opponent, he does have 26 strikeouts over his last 19 innings. So things are trending up for Garrett Cole as he's back from Tommy John. Just a little over 2 months into his return at the major league level. But there we have it. There's our first look at the pitching options on the slate. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., there will be a link in the description below. You can use promo code BOOK, B-O-O-K, to get 20% off any DFS Army subscription on the website. You can join us in Discord for sure. It's worth a lot just being able to access coaches in Discord. But if you want to check out some merch, there's a link to the merch store. You can check out my hoodie, some of the other designs. Hit the comments. Let me know. Who's your number 1 today? Is it Chase Burns or is it Zach Wheeler? Or are you being a little different and making Garrett Cole or Gavin Williams your number 1? I think there's an argument can be made for all 4 of them. Gavin Williams probably the last of the 4. But as always, best of luck, everybody.